Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So it's January 20th, Inauguration Day for Joe Biden to take office. What is today going to bring? Anybody's guess, really. One thing I've got to address here, though, is no, this is not what is happening in Washington, D.C., is not martial law. All right? I was very disappointed in Max Blumenthal for claiming this in his report, claiming that this is martial law. Martial law is not defined by a military presence, even if it's 25,000 National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. Martial law is not defined by a military presence for a short period of time, be it 2 or 3 days, a week, even a month, in a limited geographic area. That is in direct response to a viable, demonstrated, realistic threat. That is not what defines martial law. Martial law is a long-term military presence over a population and enforcing whatever laws, and usually it includes more new laws, that are put in place to prop up the power of the incoming regime or the existing regime. Now, let me add a little disclaimer that this is not martial law yet. All right? What will define whether this is martial law is not what is happening right now. It is what happens beyond this. Now, at the same time, anybody watching this channel knows that I am not a Biden fan. On the other hand, if you don't usually watch this channel, I'm not a Trump fan either. So you don't get to use that against me. Yes, you can dislike both of them. All right? You can distrust both of them. All of this would not be necessary if they had had a virtual inauguration instead of this big public affair. Why are we having a public affair during a pandemic? You can't criticize Trump for his rallies or what have you, and not criticize Biden for having a public inauguration under the same conditions. You've got to look at both sides of this. Now, so what is it? I find it very interesting that Trump wanted to have a military parade, well, on numerous occasions, but for his stepping down, he wanted a military parade, and now we've got Biden with a military occupation for his stepping up into office. So what is this? I mean, there's no denying what this is. This is Biden literally trying to show that he's got more control over the military than Trump does. as far as I'm concerned, okay, both of them wanted all this military presence there. Well, hell, they could have had, a large military parade for the transition of power. Now, reports have also come out that the FBI is investigating the military members that are currently in D.C. to make sure that they're not right-wing, white supremacists, what have you. I don't think you can even just say white supremacists, but to make sure, they're not too conservative. On one hand, I understand this and I agree with it. On the other hand, you're splitting the military. They can only have approved political views to be allowed to, guard Washington, D.C. Even most conservatives, do not agree with what happened with the insurrection that happened. So, another question I have regarding this is, who is investigating the investigators? Okay, the FBI is investigating the military. Who's investigating the FBI? Nobody. These are the same people that brought you, the intelligence community are the same ones that brought you Russiagate, that came off saying that Russia was paying, the Taliban to kill American soldiers, and then saying Iran was paying the Taliban to kill American soldiers, and then saying, first Russia, then Iran, then China. And China is the latest claim. Meanwhile, 11 American service members in Afghanistan have died in the past year. And who the hell needs to be paying the Taliban to kill American soldiers, to get rid of the people that, the American service members that are conducting an illegal military occupation of 20 freaking years. Okay? It's 2021. They've been there since, 2001. You can effectively say they've been there for 20 years. This is their country. It's not ours. We should have been out of there long ago if we had ever been there to begin with. 15 of the 19 hijackers on 9/11 were from Saudi Arabia. We're not occupying Saudi Arabia, are we? We didn't invade Saudi Arabia, did we? But listen to the intelligence communities, the same intelligence communities that said that, Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. Those never materialized. So now we've got the FBI investigating the military, and what? All right. Anyway, I'm just went off on a tangent there. What is going to happen today? We don't really know. I honestly, in a way, wish that the National Guard had been called up to, protect all the state capitals, but I find it a much better option that they be there to protect the buildings, and the buildings be empty. That would make the most sense, wouldn't it? For us to have a virtual inauguration, for state capitals to close down for a couple of days, maybe until next week. And then there's no threat to our government. Our government is not buildings. Our government is the people that are elected to office, etc. Not that I approve of the way our government is run. Absolutely not. That's kind of the point of my channel. But if you want to really mitigate the threat, you remove the threat. Anyway, we're just going to have to wait and see what today brings. Stop calling this martial law. And, let's just wait and see what happens, okay? Please share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, donate $1 a month to help expand the channel. And I will see you probably this evening when this is, hopefully all over. All right. Have a good day.